Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how I made this two different hearts from the leftover yarn that I have. I'm so excited about this one. So I am going to be using 2 strands of yarn just like that and a 6.5 millimeter hook. So I'm going to make my magic ring like that. Alright, and then I'm just going to secure my magic ring right now with a slip stitch. Then I'll chain another one. Then I'm going to be working the double crochet stitches for this project. And so I'm going to work 10 double crochet stitch into my magic ring. The first 2 chains I made from the beginning doesn't count as a stitch, so 10 double crochet stitches into my magic ring. So you should do the same thing as well. Alright, so here I have my 10 double crochet stitches done, and I'm going to just attach with a slip stitch just like that. Then I'll chain 2 again, and here now I'm going to be inserting 2 double crochet stitches into the previous stitch from the previous row. So in each stitch here I'm going to be working 2 double crochet stitches into each stitches for this row. Alright, so when you get to the end just like this, you'd like to count, so just make sure you have up to 20 stitches, and just to be sure, so 2 stitches in the previous ones, the previous thing means you should have 20 stitches next. And then I'm going to join this with a slip stitch just like that. And for the next row I'm going to be working 1 double crochet stitch into the first stitch, and then 2 double crochet stitches in the next. So in this row we're just going to be alternating the stitches. So I started by making 1 double crochet stitch in the first stitch, then 2 double crochet stitch in the next, then 1 double crochet stitch in the next stitch again, and 2 in the next stitch until I get to the end of the row. So just like that. And then when I get to the end of the row, I'm going to end with the part where I'm going to make 2 double crochet stitches in 1 stitch. So 2 double crochet stitches in 1 stitch, and that is how I'm going to end my row. And next I'm going to attach again with a slip stitch. So, and I'm going to chain 2 again. And for this row I'm going to work 2 double crochet stitches in two stitches from the previous row. So that was 1, and then in the next stitch another double crochet stitch, and then in the next stitch I'm going to be working 2 double crochet stitches in 1 stitch from the previous row. And then I go again, 1 double crochet stitch, another 1 double crochet stitch, and 2 double crochet stitches in the same hole. And that's going to be our pattern for this row. So you're just going to repeat that until you get to the end of the row. And of course you have to end the row with 2 double crochet stitches in 1 space. So almost at the end of the row here now. I did my 1 double crochet stitch in 1 stitch, another 1 in another stitch, and then here I'm going to end by making 2 double crochet stitches in 1 stitch from the previous row. And then I'm going to just attach So that is that row done. And for the next row, I'm going to be making my double crochet stitches in 3 different holes. So 1, 2, 3 double crochet stitches made in the 3 stitches from the previous row, and then next I'm going to be making 2 double crochet stitches in the same space. So in the same stitch, I'm going to make 2 double crochet stitches after making 1 double crochet stitches in 3 stitches beginning. So after making that, I'm going to continue this pattern again. So I made 1 double crochet stitch, another 1, and then the 3rd double crochet stitch, and then in the 4th stitch I'm going to make 2 double crochet stitches in the same stitch. So that's done, and this is the pattern we're going to follow for this row. Alright, so 3 double crochet stitches and then 2 in the same stitch, and then I'm always going to end with the stitches that I'm supposed to make, the single stitches, the number of single stitches I made, and then at the end I'm now going to have the space where I'm going to make 2 double crochet stitches in 1 space to end the row, and then I'm going to attach with a slip stitch, chain 2, and continue. So for this next row now, I'm going to be repeating the same pattern, only that I'm going to increase the number of double crochet stitches that I'm making. So here I'm going to make 4 double crochet stitches, and then in the 5th stitch I'm going to make 2 double crochet stitch in the same stitch. So 1 to continue, 2 double crochet stitch in the next, 3 double crochet stitch in the next, 4 double crochet stitch in the next, and into the 5th stitch I'm going to make 2 double crochet stitch in the same space. So 2 double crochet stitch in this 5th stitch, and then I'm going to continue like that again. And this is basically the pattern that we're going to be following for the next rows. So this is my 6th row now. That means I repeated one double crochet stitches into 6 different stitches, and then I made 2 double crochet stitches in the 7th stitch, and I'm going to do this for more rows. So you can do more rows or less depending on how big you want your heart to be. So this is my 6th row now, and I'm going to make 2 more rows of this. So you should know that your next row now you should be doing, after say this is my 6th row, so for the next row now I'm going to be making 7 double crochet stitches into 7 different stitches, and then in the 8th stitch I am going to make 2 double crochet stitches in the same space, that is in the 8th stitch from the previous row. And if you want to do more, if you want to do it for the 9th row, you'd have to do 9 double crochet stitches into 9 stitches, and then 2 double crochet stitches in the 10th stitch, and then you're just going to continue the pattern like that until you get to the end of the row, attach, and when you get to the 10th row you would have to do 10 double crochet stitches in 10 stitches from the previous row, and then in the 11th row you do 2 double crochet stitches in the 11th row, and then your 10 again, then 2 in the 11th row. So you're going to continue that way until you get to the end of the row. And I repeated this pattern for 8 rows for myself, and the measures about 6 inches. Alright, so it depends on how big or small you want your heart to be, but you can just follow my pattern and then you know how to walk your way. Alright, so mine measures about 6 inches. That means measuring both sides would give me 12 inches. So like I said, you can make more rows or less. It totally depends on how you want your size to be. And next I'm going to be making reductions, and this is because I want my heart, this very heart, to be very firm. This part is totally optional, so I just chain 1 after attaching, and then I'm going to go into the same space, drag my yarn from behind. So I have 2 loops. I'll go into the next stage, drag my yarn from behind, so I have 3 on the hook, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops from the hook. So I do the same thing again, having 3, pull this all 3. So I'm going to repeat this pattern for the whole of this row, for the whole of this row, just to make reductions, because I want this heart to be very firm, and this is what it looks like. But if your heart totally sits well on your head, just make sure you keep putting it on your head, and you like the way it looks, it fits, this option is totally optional. All right, so I'm going to just attach with my slip stitch. And next we're going to be working on the brim, so we're going to be doing the treble crochet stitch. So chain 3 and then yarn over twice, and then go into that space, drag your yarn from behind. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 again. And for this row we're going to be working 3 treble crochet stitches into the same stitch. So 3 treble crochet stitches in one stitch until we get to the end of the row. Alright, so that's 3. And remember, the 3 stitches that we made from the beginning, as always, does not stand as a crochet stitch, so it's just to begin the row. So you're going to definitely make 3 treble crochet stitch in the same stitch where we started with the 3 chains, and then in all of the rows for this, in all of the stitches, sorry, for this row, you're just going to be working your 3 treble crochet stitches into the same space. So you're going to work this for the whole of that row, and as you can see, our heart is already having the coily look. And next we're going to work 2 treble crochet stitches into each stitch for the next row. So for your next row, you can still do your 3 treble crochet stitches into the same stitch, it doesn't matter, but because I don't want the brims of this hat to be so much, and that's why I started making 2 treble crochet stitches for the next row of my brims. Alright, so you're just going to continue like this, and if you want your brims to be a bit fuller, all you have to do is make 4 treble crochet stitches into the same stitch. So you have to like make more, and for this heart I made 4 treble crochet stitches at first, and then I made 3 and then 1 treble crochet stitches as the last part of my yarn, and I just finished it by attaching just like that, and then I'm going to cut it, and that's my heart done. And next you're just going to want to weave in your tail just the way I'm doing. So you just have to weave in your tail just like that, and we're good to go. Our heart is all set and ready. So this is the one where I did the reductions to make it a bit more firm. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.